Olive is an ostrich. She lives with her family in the outback. But Olive is very different. Olive's dad loves to run. Olive isn't a fast runner. Olive's mum enjoys laying huge eggs. Olive doesn't like the look of that at all. Olive's little brother pecks at the ground to find tasty roots to eat. Pecking at the ground makes Olive sneeze. But Olive has an incredible imagination. So while the rest of her family are running, pecking and laying eggs, Olive can be found imagining herself going on amazing adventures when she buries her head down, down into the sand. Until she popped up somewhere new. Olive was standing by a swimming pool, surrounded by lots of cheering people. She was wearing a bright yellow swimming costume and goggles.
Are all these people here to see me?
Suddenly, a voice boomed out from some loudspeakers.
Up next in the high diving competition is Braveheart Beaver, the undefeated 5-time gold medal winner.
Olive realised she was in the queue for a high diving board behind Braveheart Beaver and an elephant.
A high diving competition, and I must be one of the contestants!
Exclaimed Olive. Olive was wondering why the elephant in front of her was shaking.
I'm Olive. Why are you shaking?
Hello, I'm nervous Nellie,
said the elephant.
I'm shaking because I'm a bit nervous about jumping off that high diving board. I have this terrible fear of heights.
Olive looked up at the diving board.
Oh, I see. It is rather high.
Braveheart Beaver scores 26,
said the announcer.
Up next, Nervous Nellie.
I can't do it,
said Nellie sadly.
I can't do it. I'm off home.
She slowly walked towards the door, hanging her head and trunk in shame. Olive tried to think of an idea to help Nellie. It was then that she spotted a man with a beard selling peanuts.
Peanuts! Get your fresh salty peanuts here!
Shouted the man.
Elephants love peanuts. I think I may have an idea.
Olive quickly bought a pack of peanuts and began to drop a trail of peanuts along the floor, up the steps of the diving board, and then along the diving board itself. Nellie noticed the trail of peanuts.
Oh, I love peanuts,
she exclaimed. She followed the trail, eating the peanuts as she walked towards the ladder, then up the ladder, and along the end of the diving board where Olive was standing.
If you want the rest, you'll have to eat them before they get wet.
Olive threw the rest of the peanuts off the edge of the diving board. Nellie leapt off after the peanuts. She sucked up all the peanuts as they fell through the air, spectacularly twisting around all over the place before landing in the pool with an almighty splash.
Nervous Nellie scores 27,
said the announcer.
And now we have one more contestant, Olive the Ostrich.
OK, now for my big finish.
Olive gathered all her courage and ran towards the edge of the board. But the board was still covered in peanuts. Olive slipped and lost her balance. She went flying off the board, doing a flip, a triple backward somersault and a corkscrew spin.
Olive scores a perfect 30. She's the winner.
I can't believe it. I won the gold medal,
exclaimed Olive.
And I can't believe I overcame my fear of heights,
said Nellie.
Oh, thanks for all your help, Olive.
Oh, it was nothing.
As the crowd continued to clap and cheer, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Okay, actually, I won a high diving competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was outside in the rain, right in the middle of a large muddy field. She was wearing a maroon-coloured shirt and was holding an umbrella to keep her dry.
Oh, Bagirk, I'm wearing a sports kit.
There was a goal at each end of the muddy field, and behind one of the goals there was a large tree laden with apples.
Hey, number 7.
Shouted a tall pig with a clipboard.
Hello, I'm Olive.
I'm Sean Curlytail. I coach the Richmond Hockey Hogs.
He said, pointing towards a group of pigs all wearing the same maroon kit as Olive.
And you must be our missing team member.
Oh, how exciting.
Problem is, you're not the only thing missing. Today, I forgot to bring the hockey sticks and hockey balls. We can't play hockey without them.
Olive looked at the big apple tree.
Some apples? My umbrella? I think I may have an idea.
Olive organised the team into a large pyramid with hair at the very top. Olive hooked her umbrella around a branch that had lots of apples hanging down from it. She shook the branch and all the apples fell off it and tumbled to the ground.
Oh, this is all well and good, and apples are very tasty. But how does this help us play hockey?
Well, a hockey ball is small and round like an apple. And a hockey stick is a long straight stick with a curve on the bottom, a bit like this umbrella.
Oh, brilliant idea, Olive. But to play a game of hockey, we all need a stick.
Excuse me.
Piped up a small pig.
I'm Sophie Swine, the captain of the Hogs. Why don't we have a penalty shootout? We only need one stick for that.
Great idea!
Said Sean, and he quickly organised the competition. Each pig would get one shot on goal using an apple as the ball and Olive's umbrella as the hockey stick. Sophie Swine volunteered to play in goal. Everyone took turns to shoot. Some shot too high, some shot too low. But every time, Sophie would get in the way of the apple ball and eat it, stopping it going into the goal. For one shot, she even did a backward somersault, landing on her feet and gobbling up the apple.
Well, you're the last player, Olive. No one has managed to get a goal yet. So if you score a goal now, then you're the winner.
Olive took a long run up and swung for the apple ball. But the pitch was so wet, she slipped. Her shot had lost all of its power. Olive watched as the ball rolled slowly towards the line. But instead of saving the apple ball by eating it, Sophie simply let it roll through her legs and into the goal.
Goal!
Shouted Sean.
Olive's the winner!
The other pigs cheered and lifted Olive high into the air.
Bagirk, I'm glad I won. Sophie, why didn't you save my shot?
Sorry, I would have done, but my tummy's too full of apples.
Said Sophie before letting out a huge burp. They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Bagirk, actually, I've been playing a wonderful game of hockey.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a large field with white lines painted on it. There was a net across the middle. She was wearing a little white skirt and a sun visor. Close by, 2 very tired-looking giraffes sat on a bench. Olive was about to walk over and talk to the giraffes when all of a sudden a ball went flying past her head.
Bagirk!
Followed by another and another.
Bagirk! Oh, please stop, you're going to hit me.
Sorry, man, I didn't see you there.
Olive saw a curly-haired toad wearing white shorts and holding a racket.
I'm John McIntoad, and I'm trying to train for an important match, but my training partners Virginia and Wade are too tired to play.
Oh, I'm Olive. If Virginia and Wade are too tired, maybe I can help you train.
Well, sure. Do you play tennis?
I don't even know what tennis is.
You cannot be serious. This is a tennis court. This is my tennis racket. Surely everyone knows what tennis is.
I'm afraid not. Will you teach me?
Sure, I guess I could. First you need a racket like mine. It's what you use to hit the ball.
John gave Olive a lovely pink racket from his bag.
Now you go down to that end, and when I hit the tennis ball over the net to you, you try and hit it back, okay?
Olive swung her racket a couple of times to get ready. John threw the ball high above his head and hit it over the net. It was going so fast, Olive couldn't reach it in time. John tried again and again, but each time he hit the ball so hard that Olive couldn't hit it back. Then John smashed the ball really hard. It whizzed over the net and hit Olive right on the wing, making her spin around. Into the net, feathers flying everywhere.
Egg! I've broken the net!
Exclaimed Olive. John McIntoad ran over and stuck a long strip of sticky plaster on Olive's wing.
Don't worry about the net. I hope I haven't hurt you, Olive.
Oh no, I'm fine, John. But I'm afraid I haven't given you much tennis practice.
Olive looked around and suddenly thought of something.
Some feathers. A ball? Some sticky plasters? I think I may have an idea.
Olive picked up one of the balls and carefully started to stick feathers to the ball with the sticky plasters. Next, she asked Virginia and Wade to hold up the net.
Oh, that's a bit higher than before.
Once the net was in position, John tossed the feather-covered ball above his head and hit it over the net. With the feathers on it, the ball was now going slower and Olive could reach it. She hit the ball back this time to John.
This is what we call a rally,
said John, hitting the ball back to Olive. Olive and John hit the ball back and forth, high and low, fast and slow. They played the tennis rally all afternoon until eventually John hit the ball too low and it landed in the net.
Ugh, I think that's enough practice for one day,
said John, breathing heavily and looking exhausted.
Thanks for the game, although I'm not sure I'm really very good at tennis.
Well, you were amazing at featherball. You've invented a whole new game.
Egg, have I? Oh, let's hope it doesn't catch on. I don't want to lose any more feathers.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I invented a new game called Featherball.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive could see a big sloping ramp in front of her and hundreds of empty seats all around.
Oh, I wonder what this slopey thing is for.
Olive heard a strange buzzing noise.
Oh.
A man on a motorbike was flying through the air towards her.
Okay.
He had to swerve to miss Olive and crashed into a pile of tyres.
Oh, hey, are you all right?
I think so.
The motorbike rider was wearing a sparkly cloak and a helmet.
My name's Darren. Daredevil Darren. I'm the world's greatest stunt rider.
Nice to meet you, Darren. I'm Olive. Sorry for knocking you off your motorbike. I didn't see you coming.
That's all right. I was just practicing a jump for my show tonight. There are hundreds of my fans coming. Oh, but I think I've hurt my hand, and I can't steer my motorbike if my hand hurts.
Well, maybe I could do the jump for you.
But my fans have come to see Daredevil Darren. I can't let them down.
Olive spotted a store selling Daredevil Darren souvenirs.
A helmet? A cloak? I think I may have an idea. I'll hide under this cloak and steer the bike, and you can sit on my back. The audience will think you're doing the jump on your own.
Darren thought it was a great plan.
What can possibly go wrong?
It was time for the big jump. The crowd were cheering for Daredevil Darren. Olive was hiding under Darren's cloak. The crowd counted them down.
3, 2, 1, go!
Olive hit the pedal and they were off. Olive and Darren sped towards the jump. But then the motorbike wobbled and the cloak got tangled in the back wheel. And Darren was pulled off the bike.
This isn't good!
Cried Olive. The crowd weren't happy when they saw Olive was riding the bike and not Darren. Olive screamed as she flew off the end of the ramp. She jumped high in the air and crashed into a banner. She was flung through a ring of fire, over a tank of snapping crocodiles, and then over a double-decker bus. Olive somersaulted 3 more times on the bike before landing safely on the ramp.
That was a close one.
Oh, that was amazing.
Darren exclaimed.
Listen, the crowd love you.
Really?
Olive replied. The crowd thought Olive's bike stunt was brilliant,
I'm just glad to have my feet back on the ground.
said Olive.
I don't think flying's for me.
Olive and Darren waved to the audience and laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I rode a stunt bike with Daredevil Darren.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was wearing a sparkly purple tutu and white boots with metal blades on the bottom. She was standing on a white floor in a big, chilly room. Olive took a step forward, but slipped on the floor. It was made out of ice. She fell over and landed on her bottom.
Ouch! Oh, this floor's very slippery and very cold.
A very glamorous ice skater glided up to Olive and helped her to her feet.
Oh, thanks for helping me up. My name's Olive.
The ice skater was wearing a sparkly white outfit and a cape made of hundreds of purple ribbons. He was looking rather upset.
Hello, Olive. My name is Sammy Sparkle, and I'm having a dazzling disaster.
Why is that, Sammy?
It's the biggest ice skating competition of the year, Shimmer and Shine, and my partner is nowhere to be seen. Without a partner, I can't enter the competition, and it begins in 1 hour.
Maybe I can help you. But can you show me what to do?
So Sammy took her wing and tried to teach Olive how to ice skate. But Olive slipped, wobbled and flopped all over the place.
Well, I'm not sure ostriches are cut out for ice skating.
Oh, but Olive, how are we ever going to win Shimmer and Shine?
Just then, Olive noticed Sammy's cape.
The ribbons from your cape. I think I may have an idea.
They went backstage to Sammy's dressing room and got to work. Olive plucked the ribbons from his cape and tied them all together.
Oh, what are you doing to my cape?
I've made a long ribbon to tie us together. Now I'll be able to stay on my feet while we dance.
Oh, what a fabulous idea.
Suddenly, a voice boomed out over the loudspeakers.
Will the final 2 competing ice skaters please come to the rink?
Olive quickly wrapped the ribbon around them, tied a knot, and off they went. They glided out onto the ice and began to dance together. Because Olive was tied to Sammy, they both performed an amazing dance, and Olive didn't fall over. It was all going so well until the knot in the long purple ribbon began to loosen and Olive slid away from Sammy.
Oh, no, Olive. What are we going to do now?
Grab onto one end of the ribbon and I'll hold the other. Whatever you do, Sammy, don't let go.
But it was too late. Olive was slipping and sliding all over the place, running on the spot, skating backwards, forwards, here, there, and everywhere. It was a disaster. Sammy tried to pull Olive back towards him, but as he did, she tripped and the ribbon snapped into lots of little ribbons, which flew up in the air, along with Olive. Screamed Olive with her wings flapping in the air. She flew straight into Sammy Sparkle and they both dramatically dropped to the floor. The crowd stood to their feet and went wild. Sammy Sparkle couldn't believe it.
The crowd loved us, Olive.
Olive and Sammy bowed to the judges as they each held up their scorecards. 10, 10, 10, 10.
Fabulous. perfect score. We've won, shimmer and shine. And it's all down to you, Olive.
Oh, phew. For a moment there, I thought we were skating on thin ice.
They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I won a skating competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was in the middle of a large green field. She was wearing shorts, a red and white stripy shirt, and boots.
Oh, this grass is very long. I wonder what those big string nets are for. And what's that over there?
Olive saw a man standing by a broken-down lawn mower.
Oh, Bessie.
Said the man, sounding sad.
Whatever will I do? My name'll be Mud now.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mudd. My name's Olive. What's the matter?
It's the big football match today, and you must have short grass to play football, but Bessie the lawnmower here has broken down.
Is the match off then?
Asked a deep voice. Olive saw two cows dressed just like her.
Oh, are you here for the football?
Yes, I'm Wayne, captain of Manchester Hotspur's football team.
And I'm Gary, captain of Huddersfield United, but we can't play on grass that long.
Come on, Gary, we might as well head home for lunch. The game's off.
Good idea, Wayne. I'm hungry.
Long grass? Hungry cows? I think I may have an idea. Wayne, cows love grass, don't they?
We certainly do.
There's all the grass you can eat, right here, under your hoofs.
Oh, Olive's right.
Said Gary.
And if you can eat the lot, the grass will be short enough to play on.
The two captains went over to their teams and ordered a vote.
All those in favour of a free lunch say moo.
Moo! All those against say woof. Bah.
That'll do, Ryan. Lads, let's eat.
Straight lines, please.
Ready, steady, munch! These cows make very good lawn mowers.
Oh, yes. And even better, they don't break down like Bessie.
Soon, the grass was short everywhere. The pitch was perfect to play football. Mr. Mudd blew his whistle and the match began. The cows charged about, bumping into each other and bouncing the ball off their heads and their bottoms.
Football's a fun game.
Then she noticed Wayne looking rather unwell.
Oh, my stomach's are full to bursting. Olive, can you play instead of me?
Well, I've never played football before, but I'll give it a go.
Olive ran onto the pitch. She was playing for Manchester Hotspurs. It was 2-2 with 1 minute to go when Manchester's goalie made a brilliant save, butting the ball right up the pitch.
Go on, Olive, it's yours!
She heard her teammates shouting. Olive was looking up at the ball, so she didn't see Gary right in front of her, and they crashed into each other.
Okay.
Olive soared up into the air and accidentally headed the ball right into the Huddersfield goal.
That's the final whistle. The score's 3-2. Manchester Hotspurs win.
Cried Wayne.
You scored the winning goal, Olive. Hey, will you stay for a celebration milkshake?
Will it be grass flavour?
Everyone laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Greg, actually, I've been playing football and I scored the winning goal.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in a park surrounded by tall buildings with lots of windows. Nearby, there were some kids riding about on BMX bikes.
Oh, these buildings look very tall.
She was wearing a blue hooded tracksuit and shiny silver trainers.
Your nice hoodie.
Said a voice. Olive turned around and saw two boys. They wore blue tracksuits and silver trainers like hers.
Yo, Hello, I'm Olive.
You, Olive. I'm Ash. This is Sam.
We're two of the super fast feet crew, the flyest dance crew around.
Oh, what sort of dancing do you do?
Street dancing, and we're competing in a big competition today.
Problem is, our flipper Darren is stuck in a traffic jam. Without him, we can't do our routine, so if he doesn't make it in time, we can't enter.
What does a flipper do?
We'll show you.
Sam pulled out his phone and hit a button to play a video. It was the super fast feet crew performing a routine.
That's Darren in the middle. He's about to flip. Hey, oh, yeah. Hey!
Yo, Olive, you're wearing a hoodie and trainers just like ours. Maybe you could be our flipper for the competition.
Well, I'd be happy to try, but flipping looks really difficult.
It's not easy. You need to be able to jump really high.
Olive looked around and noticed that the kids with their BMX bikes were doing some impressive tricks and jumps. But one boy had a puncture and was pumping up his tyre.
A bicycle pump. Trainers? I think I may have an idea.
Olive walked over to talk to the boy.
Excuse me, can I borrow your bike pump, please?
Yeah, sure.
Olive stuck the end of the bicycle pump into the sole of her silver trainer and began to pump. The shoe started to inflate. She did the same to the other one until she had created a pair of super bouncy super trainers,
Ooh, okay. I'm very tall.
Try a flip.
suggested Ash. Olive started to bounce higher and higher, and then she did a double backflip.
That was tight.
It certainly was.
Let's go, Olive. The competition starts soon.
Darren was still stuck in traffic, so Olive performed with the super fast feet crew. The routine was going really well, and Olive did some amazing flips, bouncing on her super trainers. Soon, it was time for the big finish, a quadruple backflip from Olive. She bounced higher and higher, and then straight into the flip. But Olive had flipped too high. She lost control and couldn't stop flipping. Just then, Darren arrived. He rushed into the arena and saw Olive somersaulting through space. Darren ran over, did a massive forward flip and caught Olive mid-air. They both landed back on the ground between Ash and Sam, and the audience went wild.
Yo, Olive, that was amazing.
Olive's final flip was so spectacular, it helped the super fast feet crew to win first prize,
Yo, thanks for standing in for me, Olive.
said Darren.
Yo, it was no problem.
Said Olive.
I was one super flying ostrich.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I've been dancing and flipping with a street dance crew.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was sitting in a moving chair high above a snow-covered slope. On her feet was some strange, long, thin planks, and she was holding two poles. Next to her sat a little elk.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. What are these planks? And where is this flying chair taking us?
Hello, I'm Stefan. These are skis, and this is a chairlift that will take us to the top of the mountain. Then we can ski down it. Super cool, yeah?
Olive looked down and saw lots of skiers skiing down the slopes.
It does look like fun, but I've never tried skiing before. Is it dangerous?
No. I'll give you a lesson. Soon you'll be skiing down the mountain super fast, yeah?
Well, okay, yeah.
Olive and Stefan jumped off the chairlift and slid over to a small practice slope. Stefan showed Olive the basics. She wobbled, skidded, and kept falling over.
Skiing isn't easy.
But soon, Olive was getting the hang of it.
Well, like this, Stefan.
Well, kind of. Come on, let's ski down the mountain, yeah?
Already?
It's okay.
Said Stefan as he pointed to a sign with a big green arrow on it.
As long as we stay on the easy green run, you'll be fine.
Woohoo! This is fun.
Soon they were skiing towards a fork in the slope. The green run led off in one direction, but the other was marked with a black arrow. It was a really hard and steep black run.
Okay, Olive, we must keep to the green run here, yeah?
Warned Stefan, but as she reached the fork, a snowboarding chipmunk shot past, forcing Olive to swerve.
Cake, watch out!
And before she knew it, Olive was hurtling down the black run.
Olive, no! This is too steep for you.
Shouted Stefan as he skied after her. But Olive was going way too fast.
Wow!
The other skiers had to dodge out of her way. Olive reached a sharp bend. She couldn't turn in time and went flying off a snow ramp high into the air. Stefan flew after her. They both landed head first in a snowdrift.
Are you okay, Olive?
I think so, but now we've lost our skis.
Oh no, the snow's too deep. We can't walk down the mountain.
Olive spotted Stefan's rucksack.
What do you have in your rucksack, Stefan?
It's my emergency supplies, a first aid kit with some bandages and 5 big bars of chocolate.
Some bandages, some big bars of chocolate. I think I may have an idea.
Olive used the bandages to strap 2 bars of chocolate to her feet.
There you go. The bars of chocolate are skis.
But won't they melt?
Not with all this cold snow. And, the branches are ski poles.
Olive and Stefan grabbed 2 branches each, and soon they were skiing down the mountain once more, being careful to stick to the green run this time. At the bottom, they expertly skied to a halt and ordered mugs of steaming hot milk from a cafe. Stefan took the remaining chocolate bar and mixed it into their drinks.
Now we have hot chocolate, yeah?
Olive sipped her hot chocolate. It tasted amazing.
I do love skiing, but I think I love hot chocolate even more.
Super hot, yeah?
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake, actually, I've been skiing on a super cool black run.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was on board a spaceship. She was wearing a silver top and a sweatband around her head.
Cake, that's an amazing view.
Just then, the spaceship began to shake.
Whoa, what's happening?
A door slid open to reveal a man leaping up and down so much it was making the whole room shake.
Hey, up 2, 3, and down 2, 3. Pump it up 2, 3. Fitness fans, come on!
All the shaking made it hard for Olive to stay on her feet.
Where? I'm Olive. What's with all the leaping about?
The man stopped, and the shaking did too.
Whoa, you proper made me jump then, Olive. I'm Captain Smirk, and this is the Starship exercise on its 5-year mission to seek out and exercise new civilizations, to boldly go where no aerobics class has gone before.
Suddenly, the spaceship lurched from side to side, sending both Olive and Captain Smirk tumbling all over the place.
Whoa, what's going on now?
Oh no, look over there.
Captain Smirk pointed out of the window towards a line of gigantic custard pies spinning through space towards them.
Enemy custard pies approaching at warp speed.
Custard pies? Tasty.
Those aren't for eating, you dingbat. They're attacking us. Hold on to your feathers, Olive.
The captain pulled on a lever, tilting the spaceship this way and that, narrowly avoiding the spinning pies.
You did it, Captain.
Yeah, for now. Computer, show me the source of those pies. Affirmative.
Why would that donut throw giant custard pies at us?
Dunno, but I'm not going to hang around to find out.
The captain pulled on the lever once again. The engines whirred as they powered up. Then...
Cake! Captain, I think we have a problem.
You're not wrong. The engines are clogged up with pie. We can't move, and that donut is closing in on us.
Maybe we could contact the donut and explain that we're friendly.
Computer, make donut contact. Affirmative.
What are they saying?
I haven't got the foggiest, but what I do know is we have to get out of here fast.
A pie-clogged engine, a keep fit routine that makes a ship shake. I think I may have an idea. Quick, exercise. We need to unblock those engines.
Soon all the bouncing started to shake free the pie that was clogging up the engines.
Hey up, Olive, your brain box. It's working.
But the donut was still closing in on them.
Come on, Captain. Double time. Up 2, 3, and down 2, 3. Up 2, 3, and down.
The captain leapt up and down with Olive, and finally their bouncing shook the pie out of the ship's engines, and they roared back to life.
We did it.
Well done, Olive. Let's get out of here.
No, wait. Look.
The space donut was now close enough to see into the control room. The walls were covered in pictures of Captain Smirk. And there was an alien on the command deck performing Keep Fit moves. He was obviously a huge fan.
The alien captain just wants to join your Keep Fit class.
So I throw pies at us.
Suddenly, the alien teleported himself onto the ship, appearing between Olive and the captain.
Hello there. I guess that's his way of saying hello. Yummy.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I had a Keep Fit workout in space.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was in a white room. There were lots of people bent into the same unusual pose. And everyone was laughing.
I wonder what's so funny.
Asked Olive. Just then, a big and smiley octopus glided over to Olive.
Hello there, I'm Olive.
Hey there, dude. My name's Tie-Dye and I'm a yoga teacher. I'm trying to teach my class some yoga poses like these pictures on the walls, but we can't stop laughing, you know.
Oh, I love a good laugh.
Oh, hey, me too, man. But yoga's meant to be practiced in silence. Problem is, every time I try and teach a new pose, this happens.
Tie-Dye took a deep breath and lifted his tentacles. But as he breathed out, he released lots of bubbles and made a very funny noise. Everyone started giggling again, including Olive.
Sorry, I see what you mean, Tie-Dye.
Oh, because everyone laughs, my class can't hold the yoga poses long enough to exercise their muscles. You got any ideas, Olive?
Olive looked around the room.
A yoga class? Pictures of yoga poses? I think I may have an idea. Tie-Dye, if you call out a pose, I can find it in the pictures and copy it. And then the class can copy me instead of you.
Dude, that is an awesome idea. Just be careful, because you're new to yoga, okay?
Will do.
Olive stood on Tie-Dye's purple mat at the front of the class.
Okay, first pose, the mountain.
Olive scanned the pictures on the wall until she found one of the mountain.
Got it.
Olive copied the pose as Tie-Dye described it.
Stand tall, feet together, arms by your side. Take a deep breath and reach up, high as you can go, dudes.
Olive did the pose and everyone copied. It was going very well. And most importantly, everyone was quiet.
Good, and relax. Next, the rock and roll pose.
Olive found the right picture and copied the pose.
Lie on your back, bend your knees and bring them into you and rock forwards, then backwards.
Olive rocked forwards and backwards and the class followed.
Dudes, you're all doing great.
But then Olive rocked a little too much and she couldn't stop rolling.
Cake, watch out!
Olive rolled straight into one of the other pupils and they started rolling too, bumping into someone else. And soon everyone was rolling all over the place. Finally they stopped, but they were now all in very odd positions and laughing even more than before.
Whoa, nice work, dudes. Oliver's put you in the trickiest position yet, the tree pose.
Their tummy muscles hurt because of all the laughing.
Okay, everyone, relax.
Tie-Dye and the class were extremely happy, and they all felt they'd had a really good workout.
Brilliant class. Yeah, best ever.
Thanks for all your help, Olive. Turns out laughing yoga is the best kind after all. Maybe my bubbles aren't such a bad thing.
That was certainly the funniest workout I've ever had, dude.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake? Actually, I helped an octopus teach a laughing yoga class.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was wearing red and blue shoes and was standing on narrow wooden floorboards.
What's that strange noise?
Asked Olive as a large red ball sped straight towards her. Olive leapt out of the way as the ball went on to smash into 10 white pins.
Sorry, I was trying to knock over all 10 of those pins. That's why they call me 10-Pin Pete.
Oh, hello. I'm Olive.
Today's the Mega Bowling Championship here at the bowling alley, but I'm never gonna win.
Of course you won't win. You're playing us, that's why.
Exclaimed a rather rude little man.
I am the Big Chabowski.
I'm the Little Chabowski.
And Pete, let's not forget, you don't even have a partner yet.
Pete slumped on a bench.
It's true. My bowling partner's ill, and now I can't play either.
Maybe I could help.
Really? In that case, put it there, partner.
The competition began, and the Big Chabowski bowled first, nearly knocking down all the pins.
He's good.
Next, it was 10-Pin Pete's turn, followed by the Little Chabowski, until finally it was Olive's turn.
Olive, you need to knock over all 10 pins to win. It's called a strike.
But Olive was having trouble even picking up the ball.
It's my wings. I can't get them in the holes.
Hey, if you can't pick it up, you can't play, which means we win. Oh, yeah.
But Olive wasn't giving up. She looked around the bowling alley.
A bench. A trophy. I think I may have an idea.
Olive rested the bench on the trophy to make a ramp and then pushed the ball all the way to the top.
This should send it flying.
But when she let go, the ball rocketed down the alley, bouncing over the pins and smashing through the back wall.
Cake, come back.
Olive set off, chasing after the ball.
Stop.
Up ahead, the ball rolled down the street towards a cake stall, a man cleaning windows, some delivery men carrying a sofa, and an old lady whose cat was stuck up a tree.
Watch out.
The ball smashed into the cake store, sending cakes rolling everywhere.
Cake.
The ball then knocked the window cleaner off his ladder. The man landed on the sofa, but his bucket bounced off and flew straight towards the cat stuck in the tree. The cat leapt out of the way, and the old lady watched in panic as the cat fell towards the ground.
Tiddles.
Only at the last second, one of the cakes rolled under the tree, and the cat landed safely on top of it.
Sorry, I've got to stop that ball.
Meanwhile, the ball rolled into a pipe some workmen were about to put into the ground. It flew out the other end and past Olive.
Now where's it going?
Olive chased the ball back to the bowling alley, just in time to see it rocket down the lane and knock down all 10 pins.
Strike! We win!
The judge awarded Olive and 10-Pin Pete the winner's trophy.
Wow, Olive, that was the most amazing shot ever!
And she rescued my tiddles. Ha! Beginner's luck.
Said Big Chabowski, just as the rest of the cakes rolled in and covered him and his brother in cream.
Looks like they've got their just desserts.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake? Actually, I became a 10-pin bowling champion.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a big arena with lots of strange equipment everywhere. There was a long beam, some hanging hoops, a mini trampoline, and some bars. It looked like the best playground ever, only there were crowds of people watching.
Excuse me.
Olive heard a squeaky little voice, but couldn't see where it was coming from.
Excuse me. Hello. Ouch.
Exclaimed Olive as she felt something pinch her leg. She looked down and saw a tiny mouse dressed in a sparkly yellow stretchy outfit.
Oh, hello there. I'm Olive. And
I'm Squeak. Sorry to pinch you, but I really need your help.
Squeak the little mouse.
Well, I can try.
This is the World Gymnastics Championships. It's my turn on the uneven bars, but I'm too small to reach them. It's the last round, and I always fail on it.
Sorry to hear that, Squeak.
Just then, they heard a voice boom around the arena.
Representing Swissland on the uneven bars is reigning champion Rodenta.
Oh, not Rodenta. He always wins this round.
Rodenta shimmied his way up to the bars and performed a faultless routine of twists, turns and twirls, ending with the perfect dismount.
If you think you can beat that, Squeak, you've got another thing coming.
Smirked Rodenta.
Next, representing Cheeseland, is Squeak.
Oh no, I'm never going to beat Rodenta's score if I can't even reach the bars. What am I going to do, Olive?
Easy. I'll just pick you up, like this.
No, please, you can't pick me up. I'm not allowed to be lifted up to the bars.
Oh, cheat! Rule breaking! I saw it!
Olive quickly put Squeak down.
Well, okay, but you still can't reach those bars, can you, Squeak?
Oh, Olive, he's right. What are we going to do? It's my turn.
Olive looked around at all the equipment.
A mini trampoline, a tiny mouse. I think I may have an idea.
Cheese-tastic.
Olive grabbed the mini trampoline and placed it near the uneven bars.
Just bounce on the trampoline and you'll reach the bars easy.
Squeak climbed onto the trampoline and tried to bounce, but it was no good. He was too light to bounce high enough.
He can't even bounce on a trampoline!
Ignore him, Squeak. I'll jump with you. That way you can jump higher and I'm not lifting you up. 3, 2, 1, jump!
They bounced up and down, higher and higher, and then suddenly Squeak rocketed into the air towards the bars. He grabbed hold of the bar and performed an amazing routine. Oh! And then he finished with an astounding dismount. He flew off the bars, dived through one of the rings, over the pommel horse and onto the beam, where he did a roly-poly onto the bouncy blue floor and finished with a quadruple somersault backflip. The crowd went wild!
Not fair.
The judges were so impressed, they awarded Squeak a perfect 10.
You did it, Olive. We won.
No, Squeak. You did it. Your performance wasn't just gymnastic. It was gymtastic.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I helped a mouse win a gymnastics competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself floating in the sea on a bright pink lilo. She was wearing a life jacket and some cool sunglasses.
Well, this is very relaxing.
Said Olive. The sun was shining and there were 2 dolphins leaping in and out of the sea nearby.
Wahoo!
Olive looked around and saw a surfer riding a big wave and he was heading straight towards her.
Watch out, dude, coming through.
The surfer shouted, but it was too late. He collided with Olive and they went flying into the air.
Whoa, wipe out.
Olive and the surfer both washed up on the beach where a big crowd was watching.
Oh dear, I'm sorry I got in your way. I'm Olive.
Hey, no worries, dude. I'm Sunny Ray.
Said the surfer as he shook seaweed out of his hair.
Oh no, my lucky surfboard has disappeared. This is the big Tube Master surfing competition. I'll never win it without my lucky board. Olive, could you maybe help me find it, please?
Well, I can try. Where do you think it could be?
Dude, it's probably caught on something underwater, but it'll be impossible to find. The ocean is so huge.
Olive looked out to the ocean and spied the dolphins leaping in and out of the water.
A lost lucky surfboard, some dolphins. I think I may have an idea. Sunny, follow me.
Olive and Sunny swam out to the dolphins.
Hello, I'm Olive, and this is my friend Sunny.
What's up, dolphin dudes? Hey there, how's it hanging?
We're looking for Sunny's surfboard. We think it's caught underwater somewhere. Could you maybe help us find it, please?
We'd be happy to help you guys.
Awesome, dude. Thanks. Just hold on to our fins and take a deep breath.
Olive and Sonny each held on to one of the dolphins.
Let's go!
The two dolphins swam down to the seabed with Olive and Sonny clinging to their fins. They spotted Sonny's surfboard, but a giant clam had his big mouth clamped around it.
Hey, Mr. Giant Clam, can we have that surfboard back, please?
Sonny swam over to the stubborn giant clam and tried to wrestle the board out of his big mouth, but the clam would not let go. They all swam back to the surface.
It's no good. That big old clam isn't going to give me my board back.
There must be something else you can surf on.
I've got a great idea. Why don't you surf on our backs? Dude, I love it.
Yes, that sounds good. Awesome.
So Olive and Sonny hopped onto the dolphins' backs.
All set?
Yep.
Just then, a big wave curled its way towards them. The dolphins rode the wave with Sonny and Olive balancing on their backs, just as if they were on surfboards.
Extreme!
The crowd went wild. Olive and Sonny did some cool surfing moves. They looked amazing.
The gold medal winner is Sonny Ray.
And Olive won the silver.
You won the Tube Masters without your lucky board.
Dude, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you or the dolphin dudes.
Then something floated in on a wave. It was Sonny's surfboard.
My board, most excellent.
I guess that giant clam didn't need it anymore.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I entered an awesome surfing competition.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. It was very hot, and she could see people in green shirts and red shorts running up and down, around and around.
Gag, all this running's making me feel tired.
Tired?
Exclaimed a man. He was wearing just one trainer and jogging on the spot.
You haven't even moved yet.
Chuckled another man. He was also wearing only one trainer.
Sorry, I was just thinking out loud. I'm Olive.
Hello, Olive. I'm Haley, and this is my brother, Gabby. I like your running kit, Olive.
Thanks, I like yours too. But why are you both only wearing one trainer? Is that a new fashion?
No, we've both lost a trainer. Yes, and we're not sure why, but only wearing one trainer makes us run in circles, and we have a marathon to run today.
What's a marathon?
It's a very long running race, over 26 miles. You really need two trainers to run a marathon.
Well, maybe you could each borrow one of my trainers, and then you'd both have two.
Gabby and Haley helped Olive take off her trainers and put them on their own feet. But Olive's feet were much bigger, so Gabby and Haley now had one giant trainer and one normal-sized one. When they tried to run, they looked very silly.
Oh dear, I don't think this is going to work.
Gabby and Haley gave Olive back her trainers.
Okay, when did you last see your missing trainers?
Well, we left them by our kit bags and lunch boxes just over there.
Olive looked over and noticed something. In the dusty ground by the bags, she could see some paw prints.
Strange. There are paw prints going everywhere, but they all seem to lead back to one of the bags.
Olive was just about to look inside the bag when out popped a brown dog with a red collar.
Okay, hello there.
This is our dog, Oscar. He likes running too.
Oscar ran around and around. He sniffed Haley, Gabby, and then Olive's trainers. And all of a sudden, he barked excitedly. Then grabbed one of Olive's trainers, pulled it right off her foot, and ran away.
Oh, no, naughty Oscar. Now you only have one trainer too. That means none of us can run the marathon.
A dog who likes trainers. Lots of missing trainers. I think I may have an idea. Follow that dog.
They all chased after Oscar. They looked very silly running in one shoe, but they chased him up and down, around and around, over a small stream and behind some trees. Then Olive spied a big tree with a hole in the trunk. She looked inside, and there was a huge pile of trainers.
Aha! Oscar's been hiding trainers in here. We just need to find ours.
But as Olive reached for the trainers, Oscar jumped in front of her and growled.
Oh dear, I don't think Oscar will let us have them back. Trainers seem to be his favourite thing in the whole world.
Well, he does like one thing better. Sausages. And we have some left over in our lunchboxes.
So Gabby and Haley took the sausages out and waved them at Oscar. He trotted away from the tree and started munching on the sausages. Olive took a chance and grabbed their 3 trainers.
Let's put these back on and get back to the marathon.
So they all put their trainers on and ran over to the start of the marathon.
Brilliant. We made it just in time. Thanks for your help, Olive. Are you going to run the marathon with us too? Only 26 and a bit miles.
Oh, I think I've run nearly that far today just chasing Oscar.
They all laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay. Actually, I've been helping some marathon runners find their trainers.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.